We're in today with the legendary GTX 295. This is a 2009 video card with 896 megabytes of VRAM GDDR3. It's got 240 shaders, 576 megahertz on the core clock, 999 megahertz on the memory clock, 448 bits bus width, DirectX 10 support, and we're gonna pair it up with this i7 4th Gen with 4 cores and 8 threads. Still a legendary video card, and I think we have to give this video card a couple of games and see how it runs. Let's jump in. The most important thing here is to ask yourself, does it run Crysis? Every single time I have to test a video card like this, or test this video card specifically, I have to come in Crysis and see how it's running. This is very low. I mean, this is the lowest quality in Crysis on 1080p, but you can actually see that the game is running really nice. You know, there's hundreds of FPS, so it's doing a fantastic job. Only 400 megabytes of VRAM utilized here with 70% load on the core. Does it have any more, how should I say, possibility to increase the details? Yeah, we can put it on maximum and see how it's running there. But on low details, you can actually see there is no stress and no spikes in the frame. But with maximum details, you can actually see even over 350 watts consumption. There's a lot of spikes here now on the frame. Nearly 700 megabytes of VRAM utilization, maximum core load. It looks fantastic. It spikes every single time I'm using the scope, so you can clearly see that in Crysis with maximum details. It's questionable, you know, in the game. It's gonna put this video card on its knees, you know. In Hellgate London with maximum details, so on 1080p, you can actually see that the video card is doing a fantastic job. It looks so freaking nice, but I don't have constant 60 FPS. I do have over 60 FPS, nearly to 100 FPS, but the average is not that great, you know. There is a lot of stutter. It's using maximum VRAM. I'm actually surprised that it's using like this, you know. I think this game requires more VRAM than this video card can offer. Maximum core load in one PCB apparently, with good temperature. I mean, 72 degrees for a video card like this is not that much, you know. It needs to be around 80 degrees, I think, to be questionable. I like this performance, but I have problems with my VRAM. The VRAM is saturated. I got 320 watts consumption. I mean, overall performance is great in the game. I got a lot of stutter, so I think VSync will actually help in this occasion. The game has a lot of options, so you can distress the GPU. So in this case, it would be very ideal to not use it maximum, or at least put VSync on in order to get constant frames. In this case, you can actually see it's great, but yeah, in some cases there's a lot of stutter. But in Fallout New Vegas, apparently with this video card, you can clearly see that is working really nice. This is the type of game that I will put on a video card like this with SLI. There's not a lot of spikes here, but you can actually see that with 60 FPS, we get only 50-60% load on the cores of the video card. It's working really nice, so I have no problem in this occasion. 620 megabytes of VRAM, maybe 700 is reaching, but it still holds pretty nice. You can clearly see that this is the right game that needs to be added on a video card like this. I'm 100% sure you can play this game with a different type of CPU, so no i7. i7 4th Gen is an overkill for this situation, but if you pair it up with an older system, it's actually okay. You can actually see 10% load on the CPU, so it's not necessary to have this i7. But you need to understand this is the right game with nearly 300 watts consumption. I like it, seriously. I like how it's working in this game with this video card. Let's take a look and see how Darksiders is working with this video card. I mean, GTX 295 dual PCB in SLI in a game that is working like this. I mean, it looks great, you know, it's doing the job, so I don't have nothing here to complain about this. There's a lot of things that I want to point out in this situation. 88 degrees because it's eating 360 watts consumption. The GPU on the core is maxed out, so you can clearly see that is using the video card at maximum. Only 460 megabytes of VRAM in this situation, but the CPU is not very stressed, only 22 to 25 watts consumption from that CPU. So I think a dual core will actually do okay in this situation. VSync can actually help with the temperature if you have any problems like this. 362 watts consumption. So yes, 60 watts, I think 60 FPS, it will be ideal to keep this video card on check. and it's kind of scary to see this type of temperature on an old video card like this, you know. But I did wanted to show you the maximum performance in the game, but apparently I like it. Seriously, I like this video card, how it's performing in this game, and I really appreciate this game utilizing the resource from the computer and the GPU, because it's actually fantastic. Look at this awesome quality and performance. If we're jumping in Gothic 3, you can actually see that the game is doing fantastic with this 300 watts consumption with 80-70% load on the cores and only 262 megabytes of VRAM. I mean, it's not a lot for a game that is looking this great, you know. If you do want to play this game with an SLI, you can clearly see that it's doing a fantastic work. Do I want more from this? No, I don't want. The only thing I will do, I will put VSync so I can help with the stutter. You can actually see the stutters is everywhere. But I think aside from that, everything is great. You know, this game, it's actually fantastic, and I'm very grateful that I have opportunity to find and play games that works with old hardware like this. And SLI, especially SLI. In this case, I will definitely suggest 60 FPS because you don't need more than that, and you will have the video card with the temperature and with the load. Nearly 900 megabytes of VRAM this video card is got, not needed in this situation. I like the game because it offers me the possibility to play the game and not be interested in FPS. You can clearly see with the GTX 295, this video card is doing a fantastic job. 90% load on the first core and 60% load on the second one. The temperature is still even, but the GPU is still utilizing SLI. In this occasion, it's only using 230 megabytes of VRAM, but if you take a look and see in the game, there is literally no problem here. So do I want to play the game like this? I really like it, and I think there is no stress in this situation with this occasion. But if we're jumping in BioShock with this video card, you can actually see the video card is being utilized at maximum with 340 megabytes of VRAM utilized here. It looks fantastic, you know, maximum details, 1080p. The video card can actually output a lot of FPS considering the age here, but it's designed for this type of game, so I will say nothing here. I like the quality, I like the performance, everything is good here. 341 megabytes of VRAM, 300 FPS. I think if Fallout was unlocked, it will work like this, but I will take notes from Fallout because in this occasion you can actually see I don't need 300 FPS or 200 FPS in 380 watts considering this video card, it's a monster space heater, you know. Look at that, 86 degrees. So locking it to 60 FPS, it will be a very good idea. It looks great, it works really nice in this game. SLI is perfect, there is not a lot of spikes here. You can actually see the SLI is working really nice, and I think this is the right game that needs to be added on a video card like this. So yeah, can't complain in this situation with this game. I love how it's working in BioShock with this GTX 295. Dragon Age 2 with this video card, you can clearly see how 100s of FPS you can get. 95% load on the cores with only 360 megabytes of VRAM utilized. It's doing great. The game looks great. There's not a lot of spikes here, but if it's holding over 100 FPS in this occasion, you can clearly see that it will be very advisable to use VSync if you don't need this amount of FPS, and it's utilizing nearly 350 watts consumption from this computer. I love how it's working. I love how it looks. I like this idea of SLI, how it's working in Dragon Age with this video card. And if you're asking me, 60 FPS will be even enough in this occasion. I like it, you know. I like this performance from this GTX 295 in this game. The system itself doesn't have any problems, and I think VSync will be a better choice in this occasion in order to get efficiency. But if we're jumping in Metro with this configuration, not on maximum details, you can clearly see that this game is doing a fantastic job here. The video card, it's actually doing the job, but it's on maximum. 90 degrees, 500 megabytes of VRAM utilization. I think if you put everything on maximum, you will increase the maximum amount of VRAM utilized here, but it will just put the video card on on its knees. And in this occasion, you can clearly see that the temperature is not with the video card, and it's it's getting hot, you know, with this monster of a video card. I like the quality. I don't like the frames because there's a lot of stutters and lots of spikes there's a lot of spikes in the game. But yeah, I do like the fact that it's working with SLI in this situation. But if we're jumping in Batman with maximum settings, you can clearly see that this is a decent performance here. I got 800 megabytes of VRAM utilization here with 95% load on the cores. Yeah, it's being utilized, you know, 330 watts consumption in this situation. Maybe it's going higher, but 62 FPS and the settings, it's quite decent overall. I don't have anything to complain here because it's doing a fantastic job. It looks great, so I think this game, it's actually designed for this, so there is no problem here. I like it. I like this overall performance. To be fair, to be honest, I got this video card really cheap, you know, so I will be honest and I will say this is the third GTX 295 VHS model with 2 PCBs that I own. I never wanted to have it, but I didn't want to let it go with a very small amount of money, you know. So I said, you know what, I'm gonna rescue it and I'm gonna put it on the side because then I know it will sit on a rainy day when a video card that is actually working will fail, so I still can perform that quad SLI. The only problem I have is with this 295 because they are very hot. Overall, they always heat up, you know, 80-90 degrees with maximum fan. I put now air conditioning on just for this 295 so I can have a better ambient temperature for this video card. Do I recommend a video card like this? No. If I have to recommend an SLI setup, like something similar, I will do it with the GTX 260 that I did previously because that is more efficient. It doesn't make a lot of heat like this one, and I think it's a better choice and they are more available than this one. 295, it's very rare you find them online, you know, but when you find them, either it's expensive, either broken, or cheap and working, but that was lucky for me from my point of view. Either way, I like the video card and I like playing games with it because of the SLI. Like I said, I don't recommend the video card, but if you do have the opportunity, go for it because it's something really nice to have. I do want your opinion about this, but at the same time, I want some suggestion in the future if you have any for this type of video card or this type of SLI or for the machine that I'm testing. Leave a comment and I will see you very soon.